December had always been a warm month for me, but this one felt different. My sister, Marcelline, stood in front of me with her shiny gold purse and perfect smile. "I'm hosting an end-of-year dinner," she said. "Only elite people will be there, so please don't feel bad if you don't fit in." I blinked. What does that mean? She sighed like she was tired of me. "Seren, you don't earn enough. My friends won't understand your lifestyle. I don't want to be embarrassed." Her words hit my chest like a stone. She walked away before I could speak. What she didn't know was this. I wasn't poor, not even close. I just didn't show it. Not yet. To my sister, I was just a quiet woman who lived simply. But behind that simple life was something no one knew. At age 23, I founded a small tech brand called Lunaris Cloud. It grew slowly, then suddenly it exploded. By 28, I owned a hidden penthouse downtown, 2 apartment buildings, a luxury SUV I never drove, and a company valued at over $4.7 million. But I liked peace. I liked being low-key. I liked being left alone. Still, her words kept replaying in my mind. "You don't fit in." Maybe it was time to show her who she really insulted. 2 days later, Marceline invited me to lunch, to talk. She chose an expensive restaurant she knew I'd never pick. As soon as I walked in, she waved dramatically. "Seren, you made it." Then she looked at my simple jeans and bag and frowned. "You couldn't dress nicer?" I sat down calmly. "Marceline, why are you acting like this?" She leaned closer. "I just don't want you embarrassing me in front of my wealthy friends. They're powerful, important." I smiled, a small, sharp one. "And you think I'm not?" She lifted her chin. "Seren, you wouldn't understand the elite world." She didn't know her words were digging her own grave. Later that night, I got a message from her. "I'll only invite you if you promise not to talk too much." I stared at the text, almost laughing. This sister of mine, she had no idea. I opened my laptop and checked something important. Her company records. Marceline worked for a fashion brand, Sylvain Luxe, but I knew something she didn't. Sylvain Luxe needed investors, badly. And guess who owned 37% of their parent company? Me, Seren, the poor sister. Suddenly, I knew exactly how I would show her the truth. The next morning, I received a call from Miss Brinley, the CEO of Sylvain Luxe. "Seren, we've reviewed your silent partnership. We would love for you to attend our dinner." I laughed. I wasn't planning to. "Oh, please reconsider. Your presence would mean a lot, especially to your sister." Ah, so Marceline didn't know. This would be fun. I agreed. The stage was set. December was coming, and so was the truth. 4 days before the big December dinner, I sent Marceline a message. "I'll come. Wear something silver." She didn't reply. Instead, she sent a voice note filled with attitude. "Seren, please don't make this about you. Just behave, okay? These people are rich." I smiled and ignored it. That evening, a delivery truck stopped in front of my quiet home. Inside were 2 custom gowns from Sylvain Luxe, one gold, one midnight blue, both sent by the CEO herself. There was a note. "You are our top silent investor. Dress like it." I picked the midnight blue one. Simple, elegant, powerful. The perfect armor. The next afternoon, Marcelline called. Her voice was shaky. Seren, you're coming with someone important? I raised my eyebrow, even though she couldn't see me. Why do you ask? I got an email. She paused. Someone said the Sylvain Lux major partner is attending. Everyone is talking about it. They think it's a royal family member or a millionaire from abroad. I stayed quiet for a moment. Then I said softly, maybe you should be nicer to your guests. You never know who they are. She laughed nervously. If only she knew. December 23rd came fast. The event venue was full of lights, crystals, and white roses. Guests walked around with expensive perfumes and shining jewelry. When I arrived, the guards opened the door like they were expecting someone powerful. Inside, whispers filled the room. That must be her, the secret investor. She looks familiar. Who is she? I walked slowly, letting every step echo. My midnight blue gown made me look like a queen in a winter story. Then I heard a gasp. Marcelline. Her eyes widened. Her mouth opened. She touched her chest like she couldn't breathe. Seren, you look different. Thank you, I said softly. It's still me. But she had no idea how different my role in this room actually was. Marceline tried to pull me aside. Seren, don't do anything strange tonight, okay? My friends are here. They're high-level people. Before I could answer, two women walked up to me, Lady Fiona and Miss Castira, both popular in elite circles. Miss Seren, Fiona said with a big smile. It's an honor to finally meet our investor. Marceline froze. I simply smiled. Good evening. Estira added, your contribution kept our brand alive this year. We're grateful. Marceline slowly turned red. Her jaw tightened. She looked at me like she'd just seen a ghost wearing diamonds. Investor? She asked quietly. Seren? You? Yes. Her friends looked confused. You didn't tell her? Fiona asked. Tell her what? That her poor sister owned more of the company than Marceline's entire team? This was only the beginning. The room went silent when Miss Brinley stepped onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, she said, tonight we have an honored guest, the person who helped keep Sylvain Lux standing, our top silent partner, Miss Seren Luxvier. Spotlights turned. All eyes fell on me. Marceline's hand slipped from her wine glass. She whispered, No, this can't be real. But it was. I walked onto the stage slowly, calm, graceful, unbothered. My midnight blue gown made me look like a queen in a winter story. My voice was soft but strong. Thank you, I said, for welcoming someone you once believed didn't belong. Every guest understood the message. Every friend realized who had really been elite all along. But the person shaking the most, the person breathing like she had been stabbed, was my sister. After the announcement, everyone rushed towards me. Miss Seren, may we take a photo? Can we book a meeting? Your investment strategy is genius. People who had never looked at me twice suddenly wanted my attention. But one person stood frozen. Marcelline. Her face looked like it was cracking. She pulled me aside, her voice shaking. "Seren, why didn't you tell me?" I looked straight into her eyes. "You never asked. You only judged." She swallowed hard. Around us, her friends were whispering. She mocked her own sister? I heard she called her poor. This is embarrassing. Marceline's December night was not going the way she planned. We stepped outside into the cold night air. Marceline hugged her arms. "Seren, please, talk to me. I didn't know." "That's the point. You never take time to know me. You only look at what I wear, where I live, never who I am." Tears filled her eyes. "But you could have told me." "And you could have respected me," I replied. She looked down. For the first time in years, she was silent and listening. When we returned inside, I noticed something sad but expected. Marceline's elite friends had moved away from her. Lady Fiona whispered to someone, "How can we trust a person who insults her own blood?" Others followed. They avoided her like she carried a bad shadow. Marceline tried to greet them, but they smiled politely and turned their backs. She finally understood something. Humility lasts longer than fake elegance. And she had none tonight. She found me again, eyes swollen. "Seren, I'm sorry. I should never have said you were too poor for my circle. I was proud, too proud." "It wasn't about money," I said softly. "It was about respect. You forgot we are sisters." She wiped her face, embarrassed. "I thought success meant showing off. I thought rich friends meant rich life. And what do you think now?" I asked. She looked around at the sparkling room, then at me, her quiet sister, who suddenly shined brighter than everyone there. "Now I see that character is richer than any circle." For the first time, her voice sounded honest. People started taking their seats for the December dinner. Miss Brinley placed a special name card at the head table, right beside her. Seren Locksmere, principal partner. The room applauded again as I sat down. But what happened next surprised even me. Marceline walked onto the stage. She held the microphone with trembling hands. "I have something to say," she whispered. The room fell silent. "My sister, Seren, I treated her terribly. I judged her life without knowing the truth. I thought I was above her." She paused, her voice cracking. "But tonight, I found out she is the greatest woman in this room, not because of her money, but because she never changed, even when I insulted her." The guests clapped softly. Marceline turned to me with tears sliding down her cheeks. "Seren, I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I hope someday you'll give me a chance to earn it." I didn't stand. I didn't rush to her. I simply nodded. "Maybe," I said gently. "One day." Dinner was served on long glass tables with candles and white flowers. Everyone talked and laughed, except Marcelline. She sat quietly at the far end, away from the spotlight she once fought for. Meanwhile, people beside me kept asking questions. Miss Seren, what inspired your investments? Will Lunaris Cloud open partnerships next year? Can we schedule a meeting? I answered calmly, politely, but I kept glancing at my sister. Her silver dress, once the brightest in the room, now looked dim, like she finally understood that wealth was more than lights and names. For the first time, I felt a strange mix of sadness and strength. After dinner, I stepped into the garden outside the hall. Soft fairy lights hung from the trees and winter flowers covered the walkway. I needed air. Seconds later, I heard quiet footsteps. It was Marcelline. Seren, can we talk? Privately? I nodded. We walked slowly until we reached a stone bench. She sighed and sat. I ruined things tonight, didn't I? I looked at her. Marcelline, tonight didn't create the problem. It only revealed what was already there. She nodded, tears building again. I thought if I didn't act rich enough, nobody would respect me. And did they? She shook her head. Her voice broke. Not the way they respected you. She finally opened up, something she never did. Seren, I always felt like you were better than me, even when we were kids. I blinked. What? Why would you think that? You were kinder, smarter. You didn't need to show off. People liked you just for who you were. She sniffed. I felt invisible next to you. I sat beside her and took a deep breath. Being humble doesn't make me better. It just makes life quieter. But I wanted noise, she whispered. I wanted to look important. I wanted to shine. You don't need to step on people to shine, especially not family. She covered her eyes as her body shook. That was the moment I knew she wasn't a villain, just a broken woman trying too hard to be seen. Instead of walking away, I placed my hand on hers. Marcelline, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I just want you to respect me. She looked up, shocked. You still want me in your life? I want my sister, but the real one, not the one chasing fake circles. She let out a shaky laugh. I don't even like most of the people I tried so hard to impress. I know. And now they've shown you who they really are. She inhaled deeply. You could have humiliated me tonight, Seren. I wasn't here to embarrass you. I was here because I was invited. And that truth hit her harder than anything else. We walked back to the hall together. People watched us. Two sisters, once divided by pride, now walking side by side. When we stepped inside, Marcelline whispered, Seren, can we start over? Not as investor and sister, not as rich and poor, just as family. I gave a small smile. We can try. She nodded, wiping her tears. I'll take that chance. As the night slowly ended, I realized something. This December didn't just reveal my wealth, it revealed her heart and my own. Our relationship would never be perfect, but it could change. It could grow. And maybe that was the richest thing of all. When most guests began leaving, Miss Brenly approached me with a silver envelope. For you, Miss Seren, a small token of our gratitude. Inside was a lifetime VIP pass to every Sylvain Lux event, plus a handwritten message. Your integrity inspires us more than your investment. I thanked her, but my eyes drifted to Marcelline. She stood alone, holding her purse tightly. Her friends had left without her. The people she chased no longer cared. I walked over and handed her the envelope. You should keep this. She looked confused. What? Why? You love events more than I do, I said softly. And maybe this time, you can show up as yourself. Her eyes watered again, but this time, from gratitude. As we prepared to leave the venue, Marceline's voice trembled. Seren, there's something I want to confess. I stopped walking. She looked down at her shoes. I didn't just call you poor because I was proud. I was jealous. Jealous that you lived calmly. Jealous that you didn't chase approval like me. Jealous that you were happy. I felt a small sting inside my chest. Marceline. She wiped her cheeks quickly. I'm not saying this for pity. I'm saying this because I finally see myself clearly. For the first time ever, her honesty felt real. Outside, the city lights sparkled on the wet December streets. Cars drove by, and faint music drifted from nearby shops. Marceline stopped walking again. Seren, can I ask you something? Go ahead. Can you teach me? She swallowed. Teach me how to be better, how to be humble, how to be someone people respect without pretending. The question hit me deep. My sister, the same woman who once saw me as an embarrassment, was now asking me for guidance. Yes, I said simply, we can walk that road together. Her lips curved into her first real smile of the night. We reached the parking lot, and the cold night air wrapped around us. Marceline hugged herself. Seren, I know it will take time for you to trust me again. It will, I said honestly. But I'll try, she whispered. I will try every day. I nodded. That's all I need. Before we got into our cars, she stepped forward and hugged me tightly. Not a fake hug, not a picture-perfect one, a real, trembling sister-to-sister hug, one that closed a wound and opened a new path. When I got home, I sat on my couch and replayed the night. The insults, the discovery, the shock, the apology, the quiet truth that changed everything. I realized something beautiful. Money didn't fix us. Humility did. Honesty did. December did. The next morning, Marceline sent me a long message. Thank you for not giving up on me. This December will always remind me of the night I almost lost my sister, and the night I found her again. I smiled softly. Maybe family wasn't perfect. Maybe we hurt each other without knowing. But when we choose to rebuild, that becomes its own kind of wealth. And this December, we became rich in the right way.